Welcome to Depth of Field, an independent filmmaking podcast hosted by Dr. Mike White and Shelby Hagerden, independent filmmakers and industry professionals. Episodes will touch on recent films, the state of the industry, the regional scene in Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota, the occasional gear discussion, and interviews. Stay up to date with our current episodes on Spotify and YouTube.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Depth of Field podcast. I am Dr. Mike White.
And I am Shelby Hagerden.
And this episode, I can't believe I'm saying this, it is the early September episode of Depth of Field.
I know.
And it is festival season, and those are
It's
cranking up. So I think Shelby and I have a festival nearly every week.
Pretty much, yeah.
For almost 5 weeks. I can't believe I'm saying that. So we are going to be on the road a lot. So if we run into you, make sure you come up to us and say, I am a fan of Depth of Field, and I listen to you all the time. And if you're not a fan, pretend you like the show.
Yeah.
Just pretend. It's not hard.
And if you want to, we're going to have a film festival.
We are.
On September 14th.
We do. It's going to be a tiny festival. It's just a little one because we're just kind of testing the waters. But it's going to be students and filmmakers and scholars primarily and fans. And it is 100% free. So you are more than welcome to come. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be at the Lewis and Clark Center in Sioux City, Iowa, and that's going to be cranking up at about 9 o'clock in the morning and going to run till about 7 o'clock that evening.
Yep, and we're going to have workshops, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and of course, workshops are all free.
Yes.
So, yeah, you're welcome to come join and hang out with us.
Yeah, and if you're interested in learning some stuff, Shelby and I are going to be teaching some workshops and stuff, and then, of course, there's going to be Joe McMahon, who's a fantastic guy from Sioux City Filmmakers Club, who's helping us put on the event, who's a super guy, and he's going to talk about promotions, and he's a dynamite guy, and you're going to learn a lot from him too. Yeah. So it's going to be a really great day. So make sure you stop by. It's going to be fun. So today on this episode, we have some very sad news. We're going to start out with that, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the darlings of Telluride, and then we've got a really great interview with Gale and Josh Weixelman of the Nebraska Flatwater Film Festival, which is a great event, and it's coming up soon, and they're going to tell us all about that on that episode. So, okay, that being said, we were really sad to hear that Michael Helgens had passed away very unexpectedly. This happened a few days ago. Shelby and I didn't quite know how to do this, so we just wanted to mention it on the show. For people who know of Michael was a absolutely terrific guy. He had been the vice president of the Iowa Motion Picture Association for quite some time. Very sadly, he was only 41. Michael had moved away. He had moved down south and had lived there for a while because the company that he was working with, they'd moved to Dallas. Michael also was a winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Iowa Motion Picture Association. So it's a heartbreaking thing to lose somebody like that in the film community. So for everybody in the Iowa film community who is so close to Michael, man, our hearts go out to you. He was an absolutely great guy, and I saw a real outpouring of love and respect for Michael that day. So
he was a really positive force in the community, and he'll definitely be missed.
He was a super guy. And actually, I believe he was one of the creators of the Facebook page, Iowa Film and Media, which Iowa Film and Media is just an absolute dynamite page. And it's got, it's a pretty serious, it's a page for serious filmmakers. So we can thank him for that too, because it's an absolutely dynamite page. So thank you to him. So anyway, awesome. He'll be missed. Okay, on to more positive things. For those of you who don't know, this past weekend was the Telluride Film Festival in Colorado. Telluride is a great festival. All of the films we're going to talk about are American films, and these were kind of the darlings that different writers had come forward and said, we think these are the best films. So Shelby, you want to kick us off with the first one?
Yeah, let's talk first about Conclave, who it was directed by Edward Berger. It has in the cast Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, which I love both of those actors so much. Isabella Rossellini, which is really exciting.
Don't forget John Lithgow.
Oh, yes, John Lithgow. Yes. The logline is Cardinal Lawrence, tasked with finding the successor of the deceased pope, discovers the former pope had a secret that must be uncovered.
I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think this is definitely up our alley.
Yeah, this is a Mike movie. I
Yes.
am born and raised Roman Catholic. Love all the movies about the church, the two popes, you name it. I love all of that. I even watched The Pope's Exorcist and loved it. So I mean, I love these kind of movies. Very, very excited about this picture and how often you get Ralph Fiennes and Stanley Tucci in a picture.
I know. And I mean, both of them are
Yeah.
such forces.
Great actors.
And I'm really excited about this.
Yeah,
I
if
think
you
it
have a
looks
chance,
brilliant.
I think, oh gosh, Deadline did a really good article covering these things. And Deadline had some stuff on it. And I believe IndieWire had done some stuff on this one too. Variety also, some really good writing on this.
Yeah.
So if this sounds like a picture for you, definitely read those articles. Besides, those are the three you should be looking at anyway. Those for criticism, that's where it's at.
I noticed too the Deadline did a really good job of covering Telluride this year.
Oh, yeah.
So you can find a lot about these different films that we're going to be talking about on there.
Deadline was all over it this year. So high five to the Deadline writers. And I'm sorry I can't remember the name of the critic that did these, but high five.
Yeah.
Also, the second film is called The End. This is by Joshua Oppenheimer. Okay, this film has got a great cast. Tilda Swinton, Michael Shannon, George McKay. I mean, it's got a great cast. Logline on this one, a post-apocalyptic story about a rich family living in a salt mine converted into a luxurious home. The earth around them has apparently been destroyed, but their son has never seen the outside world. As a young girl appears at the entrance of the bunker, the balance of the family is threatened. If you like post-apocalyptic films and quirky ones, I think maybe.
Something they're not mentioning in this log line is that this is a musical.
Yeah.
This is a musical, which, of course, there's been a lot of issues with people making musicals and then not telling anybody it's a musical, and then they walk into the theater and it's a musical.
Because they want to attract me.
Yes.
Because I don't like musicals as a rule.
But I have been looking forward to this post-apocalyptic musical since Tilda Swinton was talking about it during her press junkets for Problemista.
Yes.
I'm actually really excited about this. I think it's going to be weird and quirky and fun.
And can we talk about how busy she's been? She has been working.
So busy.
Man, it's like picture after picture. She's like on it.
I'm fine with that. I love Tilda Swinton.
I think she's having her age right now.
Tilda Swinton can do everything. I'm fine with it.
Amazing. So anyway, all right, next one's you.
Awesome. So the next one is The Friend, who was directed. It was directed by Scott McGee and David Siegel. Stars Naomi Watts, Bill Murray, Carla Gugino, Constance Wu. A really great cast.
And you know a lot more about this picture than I do.
Yes. So this film follows a story of love, friendship, grief, and healing about a writer who adopts a Great Dane that belonged to a late friend and mentor. I think this looks like a really beautiful film. A lot of it is about mortality and kind of being able to like grapple with that idea of things, especially from the perspective of a writer. I think this looks really beautiful, and I love a dog.
Yeah.
So
I mean, how do you go wrong?
We haven't had a dog picture in a while, so I'm looking forward to this. I think this looks like a really, really beautiful film. Very touching.
Yeah, and I love Naomi Watts. I have a soft spot for her. So.
And I haven't seen Naomi Watts in something for a little while.
Yeah.
So
now that you mention it, I think it's been a while. At least I'm sure she's doing stuff. I think we just missed it.
I just haven't seen it.
I think we just missed it.
So
yeah,
it's good to be able to see her doing something like this.
Of everything on the list, the next film jumps out at me the most. It's a film called Nickel Boys. It's by a guy named Ramel Ross. Okay, you need to take a second and look up this guy. Okay.
This guy's crazy.
Writer, filmmaker, visual artist, great education, professor. I mean, just like a tour de force artist in just a bunch of just different areas. This film is a really cool film, and there's two films by Black filmmakers in this list, and this obviously, I guess we could count maybe three because the Lego film.
Yes.
But also too, when we take a look at this film, it's based on the Pulitzer Prize winning book by Colson Whitehead. Nickel Boys chronicles the powerful friendship between two young African American men navigating the harrowing trials of reform school together in the South. Okay, now this is like on the edge of the Crow laws, and it is it's good. I think this to me looks like the most powerful picture, and if they had an award for someone to watch,
Yes.
this is my guy right here. This guy, this Ramel Ross. To me, all over it. That's the guy.
Crazy well educated. I mean, really, really interesting artist.
Yeah.
And I like that he's kind of working in a million different directions.
You know it.
Because that's what we need right now. Really, really cool perspective.
Yep. And I think something I'm going to do, because I commute, I'm going to be listening to all of his talkbacks in my commute, because I think this guy is going to be, I've got a feeling.
Yeah.
You know how you get that feeling about who's up? I think he's coming.
Agreed.
Yeah. So anyway, next one's you.
Okay. This film I think looks really beautiful. And I'm really looking forward to this. It's called The Piano Lesson. It was directed by Malcolm Washington, who is Denzel Washington's son.
Yep.
It has a really beautiful cast. Daniel Deadweiler, John David Washington, Samuel L. Jackson. And it follows the lives of the Charles family as they deal with themes of family legacy and more in deciding what to do with an heirloom, the family piano. This is a film that really speaks to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really personal. I mean, I love a family-driven film, and especially being around a piano. I think that music and that personal touch in there is really going to be something beautiful.
Great cast.
Yes.
Up and comers. Danielle Deadweiler. Also a known quantity, Samuel L. Jackson in here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, John David Washington, another member of the Washington family. So when we look at this, I think this is his feature film debut.
I think so.
Yeah. But I mean, the Washingtons are their film family.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is I think this is a really good legacy piece.
Yeah.
And I love too, because it is a legacy.
Yeah.
We're seeing a story about a family in this. I love it. And it I don't know, it reflects a lot of, life imitating art. So I'm excited about that.
Well, and I think if we look at Darlings, I mean, from category of film, last year we had two really, really strong pictures by Black filmmakers that were family dramas. The one to me that always stands out is 1001.
Yes.
By Ava. Is it Rockwell? I can't remember.
I think it's Ava Rockwell.
Ava Rockwell. Oh my gosh, that was maybe my favorite film of last year. That's a great picture. So I think these pictures are going to be pretty similar tonally to that. So I think that's going to be good.
I'm excited about it.
So I'll give you a choice. Do you want to do the Lego one, or you want to do Saturday Night? You pick.
Oh God, I'm excited about both of these. I'm going to do both of them.
Well, so you're just leaving me out?
I'm kidding. You do piece by piece.
All right.
But I'm going to comment on it. I'll do the last.
So here we go. The next one. Shelby was most excited about these last two films. Piece by Piece is by Morgan Neville. Now, if you know much about Morgan Neville, he's done a lot of like musical type things. He did the really great picture of, he did so many. The one that I'm really thinking about is the Iggy and the Stooges one.
Oh, yeah.
He did an Iggy and the Stooges musical picture. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
And he's done some stuff, but this is in a completely different direction. Before I read the cast, the logline is, this film documents Pharrell Williams' life and musical career, incorporating Williams' faith and expressing his artistry, all by means of Lego. This is a Lego biopic.
Yes.
Starring Pharrell Williams, Snoop Dogg, Gwen Stefani, Jay-Z, Missy Elliott, Pusha T, Justin Timberlake, and Teddy Riley. So this is kind of an absurd thing.
I love this. I think
animation looks good.
Okay, this is my thing with it. I love the creativity. I think this is super fun. I love a creative biopic because you know what? We've seen a million biopics, and to be really honest, they have a really similar formula and they get boring quickly. So to have this is super fun. Really fun, incredibly creative, and really, really reflects who Pharrell Williams is and his creativity and where he works. Especially because he does have a lot of positivity within his music. I think it's crazy fun, crazy interesting, and
it has an early release date. I think it's soon,
October 11th.
Yeah. So and that's the beauty of this list. Almost all of these films are being released like now, like in the next 2 or 3 months.
And what's really great is this is a really good film for the animation industry.
Oh, yeah.
Because especially this year, I mean, we had Inside Out 2, which performed incredibly well. Really it was one of the best performing films of the year. And then we're going to also have the new Lego movie. And the animation industry needs this. I mean, I'm an animation producer. I'm biased. but they need this right now. And I'm really, really happy that we're getting something this creative with such a big fan base already built up for it. Mm-hmm. I'm very pleased.
I almost feel like that's a high five, but we won't do that. But anyway, okay, all right, high five. There we go. Awesome. Boom. So good. All right, so the last picture on the list is Saturday Night. This is by...
I thought I was taking this one.
Oh, wait. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I got all excited. Heck? I stole your thunder. I'm sorry. Okay, drum roll. It's all you.
Okay, the last film is Saturday Night by Jason Reitman. Okay.
Ivan Reitman's son.
Yes.
Okay.
Jason Reitman. Cast is fantastic. Gabrielle LaBelle, Rachel Sano, Corey Michael Smith. Okay, the J.K. Simmons, Willem Dafoe, Cooper Hoffman. I mean, it goes on. It goes on. Okay. Set in 1975, the film chronicles the events leading to the premiere of NBC's Saturday Night Live, or Saturday Night, later known as Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Okay. This is super fun. Mm-hmm. One of the things I've seen, and one of the only pieces of criticism I've really seen is, well, not all these people like Chevy Chase and, a million other people, they weren't there the first night. Okay. This is a satirical piece. It is like a Saturday Night Live sketch, but, obviously in feature form. It's fun. I love the satire. I love the color that I've seen so far from this film.
They've done it. Reitman knows what he's doing.
Yes. I'm really, really excited about this. And I think it's going to be so much fun.
And Ivan Reitman's a really super versatile filmmaker. I mean, I think we always think of Juno. We always think of the other stuff that he's done. He's an absolutely great filmmaker. This is a really fun film. I mean, when you think of the Reitman family, you think of Ivan Reitman, his father, and Ghostbusters and all those kinds of things too. But Jason Reitman is a fantastic filmmaker in his own right, has his own voice. He's fantastic. Been at it a long time. I can't think of anybody who could do this picture justice as much as him. So I'm all about it.
That's the thing with me. Yeah. Again, this is another kind of legacy piece that I'm seeing in this list is he should be making this film.
Yeah, I agree.
There shouldn't be another director, especially because of what his father's work was. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think it's just really fun, and I'm looking forward to it. I think there's such a good mix in this list of films that are coming up between really good comedies, really artistic pieces, some good dramas. I feel very good about what's coming out right now.
I do too, and I think high five first of all to all of those writers. All the folks over at IndieWire, all the folks over at Film Comment, Deadline. The coverage of Telluride was really good this year. So I'm really happy to see such great writers covering these events. I mean, it makes our job a lot easier when we want to see, all right, what was good? And we can go and just look and it's all right there. So it's really, really great. Okay, we're going to move on to our next segment. On the next segment of the Depth of Field podcast, we both have Greg and Josh, who are the, I don't know, what are your official titles, Greg and Josh?
We wear many hats. We kind of just base ourselves as the originators or the creators of the Flatwater Film Festival. So whatever you want to call us, go for it.
We're going to go big. We're going to call them the founders.
The founders.
The founders of the Flatwater Film Festival, which is a fantastic festival in Seward, Nebraska, which is coming up. But first of all, before we get started, I think we started with that a little bit. Just why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves so the audience can get to know you, and then we'll just get going.
So I am Greg Gale, again, one of the founders of the Flatwater Film Festival. A short bio, and stop me if I go too long. I've been doing filmmaking for probably about 15, almost 20 years at this point. Graduated from the University of Nebraska at Lincoln with a English degree, film studies minor. And then I also have an associate's degree from Metropolitan Community College with video production. Basically, just kind of getting my hands in any video, movie making, whatever I can get my hands on. And until the film festival came along, and now it feels like I'm more festival oriented than I am filmmaking oriented. But that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, I'm Josh. I've been making movies with Greg for 15 years and change. We kind of came up together as a little group. I don't have all the cool background education that Greg's got. I just kind of the last 15 years have been writing, and I tripped into directing, and I've been doing that for a while. And yeah, the film festival stuff has kind of been more my cup of tea lately. I really have loved watching the Nebraska film community grow, uh, and seeing all the Nebraska films and filmmakers come into the festival has been a ton of fun.
I have to admit, your festival is one of my favorites, and Shelby and I, we go to a lot of them. We're always on the road going places, and I just love it so much. Everybody's so fun, and you guys, the after parties are a blast, and we just have such a good time. And I think as a teacher too, having my students be able to be active in that festival is just absolutely terrific.
I'd love to hear a little bit about how the festival got started and why you created this space.
Background, we got to go back a little bit, but back in like 2012, 11, 13, in that general area, there was a film festival that took place in Grand Island called the Prairie Lights Film Festival that was ran by one of our really great friends, Matt Keister. We were there every single year. We either played something there or just went out there to support and celebrate our filmmaking friends. He ran that festival pretty much by himself for 7 or 8 years before he just kind of burnt out and decided that it was time to kind of wrap it up and walk away. And we tried really hard to convince him to stay. How much help do you need? What can we do for you? How can we support you? And he was just kind of burnt out and done. So we had a really long, great conversation with Matt. He gave us his full support and just said, start something. And we loved the spirit of Prairie Lights, and that's what a lot of Flatwater is it's the spirit of Prairie Lights with a little bit of with a lot of new things that came along. So we really loved the idea of like the no submission fees, which is we've done that for 4 years now, and we try to keep it really low with everybody. And that's all things that came across from the Prairie Lights Film Festival. But that's kind of how we kind of came up is, we went to a festival that supported us and Nebraska filmmakers and Nebraska films, and we just didn't want to let that go. And so we just kind of took the reins of that, and myself and Greg, Heather Waite, my wife, Greg's wife, and Patrick Lambrecht all just kind of joined forces and brought this festival to life.
Tell us a little bit about some of the genres. Maybe I know there's some speaking engagements on the list too. What kind of I don't know, maybe blocks or events are happening?
What can people expect from this year's fest?
A lot of documentaries. But no, every year we say we get the best films that we have ever had. And I can't say any different from this year. We've got some incredible films. The documentaries that we've received are they'll blow your mind, absolutely blow your mind. We do have a couple blocks, or at least one. I know we have a student block, an official student block this year. Which
do have a student block.
Yeah.
It's essentially, thank you, Michael and Shelby, by the way. It's essentially the Wayne State student block.
This is very true, yes.
Wayne State students, but they're great.
Maybe we could be sponsoring your event. Maybe that's
we were very happy to get enough student films this year to actually build a student block and really showcase those guys. So that was a really nice addition this year. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Oh, we're really happy. I know there's at least in the speaking, I know there's talkbacks this year too, right?
Yeah. So we try to bring in panels every year of different people doing. We've had audio, we've had lighting. I think we've got an animation panel this year.
Animation here, yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got a couple wonderful people talking about marketing and distribution.
Yeah. And our great friends at the Nebraska Independent Film Project, they're going to be talking for a little bit, and a networking panel that we have going on that goes really great, especially if you're a new filmmaker or you're somebody that's just trying to kind of figure out how to get started. That networking panel is for them. It's step in, meet some people, kind of figure out how to find your tribe, and and get involved that way. And the directors roundtable is always fire at the festival. So we have 5 directors sit down in a group discussion and talk about film and talk about the directing aspects of film. And so the directors roundtable is always really great too. So
I'd never done it, and I was invited this year. I was really excited because I was like, hey, I got invited this year, so I'm very excited to be in that discussion this year. So.
I did do it last year because
Well, it's my turn.
It's a really great. It's a really great lineup. So every year it's been a really great lineup on the directors roundtable. So,
and then so when is the festival, and can you tell us a little bit about the theater that's hosting the festival?
Absolutely. So Flatwater Film Festival, excuse me, is September 27, 28, 29 this year. So coming up here in actually exactly a month. And then that is hosted in Seward, Nebraska at the historic Rivoli Theater. The Rivoli Theater, unbelievable location. Beautiful, beautiful old theater. It's been around for over 100 years now, I believe. Just really historic. They've obviously got all their upgraded technological stuff. So I know they just input a brand new projector this year. But it's a really fun location. I don't know what more to say about it. You got to see it to really believe it. So
it was a lot of fun, and it's fun every year. But this year we did a 48-hour film challenge, which was a new addition to the festival, which went really great. And there were a handful of people that walked into that theater for the first time, and just watch people's faces when they walk into that theater. They look up, they look around. There's a lot of history in that theater. It's a beautiful space. The owners of that theater are so super awesome, great people, have been nothing but supportive.
Yeah.
And that theater is I don't know if we could have found a better space for us.
We struck gold when we got in touch with them.
I'm going to second that. It's a beautiful, for people who haven't gone, it's a beautiful little Art Deco style theater with 2 screens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy that a town that size has a theater with 2 screens. And the town itself is very cute. It's a very, very Gilmore Girls kind of a town.
Yes.
And it's very cute, and it's really idyllic there.
And it's beautiful too, because it's perfect. It's in the fall. The weather's nice. It's it's perfect to go walk around, explore the town.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great time.
We have as much fun in the town and going to the theater, just even beyond the screenings, to make it worth the drive. So anyway.
Awesome. So I would like to know just a little bit more. So where can people find out more about the festival? And also, do they need to buy tickets beforehand?
They can. So jump on over. Our website is flatwaterfilmfestival.com. We do have pre-sale on tickets. It's actually, if you buy pre-sale, it's $2 less, so $8. Versus when Friday the 27th rolls around, at the door it is $10 for the entire weekend, or you can buy $5 for a day pass, your choice. But we keep it low so that people want to go in there and do that.
Yeah, come hang out for the weekend. It's 75 with the 48-hour film challenge extra film. It's 75 films playing this weekend. It's 75 films for $10. So it's a pretty good price. And again, it's the films that are playing this year are they're all hits. So
yeah, some of the best we've ever seen come through.
Yeah.
We're
That's
really
exciting.
excited, and also as a shameless plug for ourselves,
Yeah.
Shelby and I are going to be there all weekend. And if you listen to the show and we don't know you, please come up and say hi to us.
Yes.
We're going to be there supporting the event. We're excited. And we want to know everybody and stuff too. We don't bite. Well, you never know. So that's kind of the case. But yeah, it should be super fun. So guys, just one more time, location and dates, and then we'll let you go.
Absolutely. It's the Flatwater Film Festival 2024. Is playing in the historic Rivoli Theater, Seward, Nebraska, September 27, 28, and 29.
Greg and Josh, so great to see you guys. Can't wait to see you at the event. Also, for everybody, we're going to be seeing you in a couple of weeks on the Depth of Field podcast. Thanks for tuning in on your favorite platforms. I'm Dr. Mike White.
And I am Shelby Hagerden.
And until next time.
Thank you for listening to Depth of Field, and check us out on YouTube and Spotify, where we post new episodes every 2 weeks.